Hundreds of local bowlers were smashing some pins on their way to be the next Lima City Singles Champion. This is the 61st year for the men and the 57th year for the women to compete in the region's longest competitive bowling championship. This weekend was the first of 4 rounds that will determine the men and the women's champion. Around 170 men and 40 women were throwing their best strikes and spares to qualify for the next round. 20th Century Lane says they're glad to be a part of a 6-decade tradition for the sport locally.
This bowling center has a tradition of supporting the sport of bowling, and in today's climate where that's kind of been lost and bowling has become more of a recreational sport, we still pride ourselves on that competitive sport. You know, it brings the top bowlers from around the area in to compete, and they're competing for a title. Other tournaments that are going on, it's all about money. There's no money here. They're competing for a title. They're competing to have their name etched in the legacy of the tournament, and that's what it's about.
And the bowlers are doing more than facing the person in the next lane.
Well, it's not just one-on-one against everybody else. It's one-on-one against the pattern, the shot. We don't put out an easy shot. The shot has always been a tournament pattern, and that makes the bowlers have to be a lot more accurate on making their shots. Spare making is much more critical because the strings of strikes are not quite as easy.
The top 72 men and the top 30 women advance to the next round, which takes place on January 3rd and 4th. First round results can be found on this story on our website.